y'all? It's your girl, Sweet Stardom. This is season 1, episode 6 of the Iconic Radio Show. So, we just gonna jump straight into it. No is a complete sentence. Baby, I don't know who needs to hear this, but no is a complete sentence. Let's normalize not having to elaborate our thoughts. We don't owe anyone an explanation for saying what we said. I said what I said, especially if the reasoning is common sense. If someone asks you to do something that makes you highly uncomfortable, and quite frankly, it's offensive that you ask me that, my response being no, my answer being no, doesn't require any further elaboration. Just leave it at no. That's it. And that is all, you guys. That's all that it takes. You don't have to go back and forth. I saw this interview actually. It was with Mary Kay and Ashley, and they were talking about the Olsen twins. They were talking about how their father installed that into them with letting your no be a no. That's why I originally heard the whole, idea from. And I highly agree with that. If you don't want to do anything, if something makes you uncomfortable, just leave it at no. And if a person is pressuring you for an answer, especially if it's a common sense type of thing, you don't owe anybody any type of exclamation. You don't owe nobody that. You owe it to yourself to stand on business and do what's right for you, right? Ultimately, you owe it to yourself to stay on your word and do what make you feel right, because this is what happens when we do things for people that we're not really feeling, right? We really don't feel like doing that. It makes us depressed. It makes us feel like we folded on ourselves. It makes us feel like we went against ourselves just to appease another person. It makes us feel like a people pleaser. It does. And that's not a good feeling, because that while that person might be happy that you did it for them, whatever the case the favor is, we don't feel good about ourselves. And I never want you guys to do anything that you cannot feel good about yourselves afterwards, right? That's how you know that you're people pleasing. That's how you know the difference. If you're doing something for somebody and it makes you feel less than, it makes you feel less worthy, it makes you unhappy, it makes you feel like you're just biting the bait, taking one for a team, that doesn't make you feel good. And that's how you know you should not do it. That's how you know it's not meant for you. That's how you know it's not within your energy. And if somebody makes it seem like it's a requirement, right? Because we control, we the one who give ourselves the requirements, okay? If someone in your personal lives make it feel like that's a requirement and you have to do that, and you know that it does not sit right with your spirit, and you know that you have an option not to do that, go ahead and go with your option. Just say no and keep it pushing. And if they keep pushing you if they keep pushing you to change your no into a yes, leave that person alone. Don't let people manipulate you into doing what they say or have you feel like how they feel. Because this is the thing. If you let a person manipulate you long enough, baby, they'll start trying to mind control you, right? And they'll start to mind damage you, and they'll start to make you think like how they think. But they just messing with your mind. That's not really your own thoughts. And you know you have your own thoughts, but it's to the point where you don't want to lose that person, so you're afraid of speaking out on it. Never be afraid to speak your piece. Never be afraid to speak your truth, even if that means possibly losing a person. If you ever lose somebody just by speaking the truth and expressing yourself, that person was never meant to be inside of your life. Let's start there. They're not meant to be in your life if they're pressuring you to think or to say what they say or do what they do or feel how they feel, right? They can get you to understand their perspective. I always want you to be optimistic about things and listen to their side of the story if it makes sense. Now, if they just talking about some narcissistic mumble jumble BS, no, don't listen to that, baby. But if it makes sense and you got to hear them out, but at the end of the day, your answer remains no, they should be able to respect that. It's a difference between coming to a common ground, right? It's a difference between agreeing to disagree, right? It's a difference between trying to find a middle ground here, right? Versus someone straight up trying to control your answer and get you to change it to theirs. They're straight up trying to manipulate you. They're straight up trying to bully you into thinking and feeling how they feel, right? You're not coming to a common ground if a person refuses to see your side of things. And not only refuse to see your side of things, but they refuse to acknowledge how your answer makes sense. Now, you see, when I'm debating with somebody, it's all about understanding their side of the story as well and understanding why they think or they feel the way they feel. And I'm able to express mine and they're able to elaborate to me that, they understand my side of the story as well. And then we just ultimately end up either one or two things. We compromise, right? And we find a middle ground, or we just agree to disagree and we leave it like that, no bad blood. But if a person wants to have a whole entire fallout with you just because you said no, that gives you your answer right there. That gives you your answer right there. And if you're the type of person, because let me talk, it goes both ways. If you're the type of person where when people tell you no, you want them to elaborate instead of just taking that answer, right? Unless it's something where it really deserves an answer. But if it's just you being clingy, needy, sometimes insecure, sometimes you want closure from each and everything, even when everything does not require closure, you need to work on you. You don't want to be insecure. You don't want to sit up here and, okay, prime example. Let's say someone breaks up with you and they don't want to be with you anymore, right? And they say, you know what? It's not working with you. It's over. Baby, never ask them why. Right? Right? If someone says, if you ask them out, hey, would you be my boyfriend? And he say no, do not ask him why. Let it go, right? Let him stay where he lay. Please don't ask them why. Please don't ask a person to rip you apart and explain and elaborate on why you're not the best candidate for them. As long as they said no, leave it at that. Leave it at that. And sometimes your yeses gotta be yeses too. Leave your no's as no and your yeses as yeses. If somebody told you yes, you don't have to further elaborate. Okay, so why do you want to be with me? You say yes. Come on now. You just asked the person and they say yeah. So leave it like that. And you feeling them, they feeling you, and that's that. But you never want to sit up here and try to make a person over explain themselves in quite simple situations. The situation is not too complex to the point where they have to over explain themselves in order to get you to understand. I only require for someone to further elaborate if I don't understand. Not that I understand, I just want to hear them say it. Like, come on now, who has time for that? You understand exactly what it is. It's no sense of trying to get that person to further explain to you what you already know. You're going to end up just hurting your own feelings in the long run. And nobody wants to feel like that. We're people at the end of the day. We have feelings. So don't put yourself in those situations where it's like pulling teeth to get a person to explain it to you, especially if they don't want to. Because ultimately, a person might end up just shutting down because they're tired of talking about this, especially if you know you're the type where if a person says no, you keep pulling, and you will not let up on it. Like you go into days, weeks, sometimes a month thinking about this, talking about this, still holding it over a person's head because you really want to figure out. And they said, no, fine. And baby, I'm talking to all of y'all from experience. Like I used to be the type of person where one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say never mind. So true. When people say never mind, like you start to tell me something, but then you stop right there and you say never mind. And then I'll be like, nah, what? Girl, I will beg you, okay, to finish saying what you had to say because it bothers me that bad. But I had to do a lot of self-work and discipline on myself. Like, if a person does not want to tell me any more information and they retract it from me, oh, well. Okay. Never mind. Okay. You don't know it? No, I don't want to know. You said never mind. And then if they try to, no, keep that same energy, bro. You just said never mind. It's okay. Yeah, because that's how you need to do things. And also, when you find yourself, maybe you're oversharing or you're talking to someone and then you realize the energy and the spirit just doesn't feel quite right, it's nothing wrong with you stopping right in the middle of your sentence and saying, never mind. Keep that private. Keep that to yourself. Just like you say, oh, well, girl, I plan on starting this new, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. And if she say elaborate, no, it's okay. It's all right. Let's talk about something else, girl. And if she try to pull it out of you like pulling teeth, there you go right there. She needs some self-work. It's never mind. You don't know, you no longer feel comfortable, saying that part, telling her that part of you when you started to. You caught yourself on it. You like some things I just like to keep private between God and I. I don't want to share everything and I'm working on me. Say I'm working on me, baby. And I do it to this day. Like I'll start to say something, I'll catch myself. And instead of saying never mind though, I'll just change the whole subject. Like I wouldn't even tell them originally what I plan to because I just don't want to block my blessings by oversharing and doing too much. So I hope somebody out there can really get a sense of what I'm saying. And I hope this video has helped somebody today. So you guys, please be sure to like, share, comment, most importantly, subscribe. I see our community growing. So welcome to the community, Sweet Stardom Squad. Also, be sure to visit my website. Be sure to listen to my podcast. I will put all of these links in the description box below. Be sure to buy my book, Many Reasons to Leave That Boy Alone. And fellas, you can purchase my book, Many Reasons to Leave That Chick Alone. Right now, it is on sale on Amazon.com for $5.99. I will put all the information linked down in the description box below. So you guys, if you made it to the end of this video, put a star, a yellow star, and a yellow heart. Put a star and a yellow heart down in the comments if you made it to the end of this video. I'm very interested to see who makes it to the end of my videos, and I really do appreciate you guys. I'm giving this YouTube shabam my all. So I'm on multiple platforms now. I'm on Facebook. I just started getting back on TikTok. I'm on my podcast. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Like I'm just trying to spread myself out there, and I really want the universe to give me back what I'm putting out. So I appreciate you guys oh so much. And also leave in the comments below. Leave in the comments below if you ever had to say no and you ever had to stand on no without an explanation. Like what was the question and what was your no? You don't even have to explain to us in the comments what was your reasoning. Just say what the question was and what was no. For example, if somebody say, oh, my boss asked me, can I do overtime? No. You ain't got to elaborate how your kids need you after work and you got to do your second job and this and that. You just said no. And just tell me how empowering that felt and how good it felt just standing on your word and not having to fully explain yourself. Until next time, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.